Okay, in this lecture, we will see how we can publish or how we can share the report in Power BI to SharePoint. So basically, we will see there are two steps that we will do here. First of all, we will publish the Power BI report from desktop to Power BI wave, and then we will see how we can use this or how we can display this report in our SharePoint site. So basically here we will see these things, how we can create a report. I will quickly create a report with one or two visualization on that. Then we will see how we can publish the report. We will see various report settings, report analytics, and then we will see how we can how we can share the report with other users, and then how we can get the embed code or the report URL of which we can use in our SharePoint online modern pages in the Power BI web part. And then we will see how we can generate the QR code so that user can scan through the mobile app and they can see the report. And then we will see how we can schedule the refresh for the report so that you will get the updated report. So before going to or creating the report, we need to understand few things over here. First of all, so you can share the Power BI reports and the dashboard with people inside your organization as well as people outside your organization. And you can, but you cannot share directly from the Power BI desktop. So and that means, as I said, you have to first publish to the Power BI web. Then from there only we can share. To share this report, we need a Power BI Pro license to share the report. Also, the recipient who wants to view the report, they also need a Power BI Pro license unless the content has been from the premium capacity. If it is there from the premium capacity, or if you have created the report from the Power BI premium license, then in that scenario, they don't require any license. Else, the Power BI Pro license is required to receive for the recipient as well to view the report. And when you share a dashboard or report, the people you share they can view it as well as they can interact it. But interact it means they can filter the report. They can see. They can click on anything. They can see those reports, but they cannot edit the report. And the co-workers you share with, they can also share with their co-workers. So provided there is a settings which is available where you are telling that to whom you are sharing, they can also share the report. If you enable that option, then they can also share with their co-workers. And the people who are outside your organization, they can view the report, they can interact with the report, but they cannot share with others. So that is restricted in the if you want to share with organization who are not part of your organization. At a time, you can share with 100 users or the groups in a single share action, but you can give more than 500 users who can access that item, provided you can share with a group and the group you will have all the users, so that you can do. Or you can create the report or the dashboard in a workspace, and then you can create an app from the workspace, and then you can share that app with many people. Uh, People sends an email invitation to the individuals, but sorry, Power BI send an email invitation to the individual users to whom you are sharing, but not to the groups. And when the recipient in your organization click on the Power BI or adds click on that links which you are sharing, then Power BI adds this dashboard or the report to their shared with me link. So there is a shared with me link where you can see all your reports which has been shared with you. When you will share a Power BI report or a dashboard with external users, they cannot edit any content in the dashboard or the report. They can interact with the charts, they can change the filter slicer, but they cannot save their changes. So that's the one thing that they cannot do, is they cannot save the report if the user is an external user. So now what we will do is I will quickly open my Power BI desktop, and then we will create a report. So I will open my Power BI desktop. You can see here. I'll quickly show you the SharePoint site. So this is the SharePoint site, and this is going to be our list from which we'll create the report. So I will click on Get and then More, and here I will select SharePoint list. So if you'll see here, online service and the SharePoint list. Click on Connect, and we will provide the URL. Click on OK. And now once you put this, we can just transform the data so that we can select the columns which we required. So there is a product list we required, and also there is a vendor list which we required. I will click on transform data so that it will open the query editor, and we will quickly select the columns which we required basically from the product list, because here is what we will create the visualization. So I will click on choose columns. You can see here. So I'll quickly select the columns: title, customer name, quantity, price, sales date, delivery charges, city, location, and similarly we will take the vendor. I'll click on OK. I'll also quickly rename some of the columns. So I'll just right click over here. I will rename. This will be our product name. And you can see here this customer name. I'll just give a space on that. I'll click on enter. And similarly, if you'll see here, there is sales date. Again, I'll put a space over here. And the last one, if you'll see here, vendor. So I'll right click on this, and sorry, I just click on this and I'll uncheck everything, and I'll just take the title, and this will be the vendor name, and I'll right click and I will rename it to vendor name. And since the data is from a SharePoint list, so we have to quickly do one more thing. So if you'll see here, product name, if I'll select, or customer name, if I will go to, you can see here, we need to change the data type. So if we'll go to quantity, let me just go back here. So you can see here quantity, and I will just click on this, and then I will select whole number. And price also we will select whole number. Sales date, I will select date. And similarly, the delivery charges will be of type whole number, and all other things are text. It will be um, text type. So I will just make text here. So you can see here. So I just make text over here. Okay, so now once we have done everything, I will just close the query. You can see here. Now we will be having, we can add a quickly one, we will add one visualization, and then we will we will share the report. So if I'll go to the products, you can see here I have the sales quantity, price, everything. Let me just add one more column here. So I will click on new column, and I will say this column as total cost, and on this I will add it will be quantity into price. So if you'll see here, this is what is the column we required, and if you'll see here, now this is our total cost. So here I will just quickly add one probably a pie chart or donut chart I will add here, and on this we will add the product name, and in the value we will add the total cost. So you can see here, now this is how our report comes here. So just to make the report little interactive, so I'll click on one, you can see here one slicer I have added, so that we can just do a filter. And here I will filter based on, let's say, the customer name. I will do that. So you can see here, now we can filter on this. So this is how our report looks like now. So what we will do is we will now try to publish it. So I'll click on file and then you can see here publish. It is saying publish to web. So we will publish to web. Before that it will ask us to save. So make sure we save it. So I will say product publish demo. I will just give this name. And now if you'll see here, now it is asking us to what is your destination, which workspace. So you can select this workspace and then click on select. So once you click on select, it will take some time. You can see here, once it is published, it will show a successful message. Now if you'll see here, it is saying you can open directly here, or you can just go to app.powerbi.com. So if you click on that, it will ultimately open your app.powerbi.com. You can see here, and we can see our report here. So now the report has been published to our Power BI web. So you can see here or the Power BI service. So once we have once our report is there, then if you'll see here, we will see the report settings. So if I will open this, so now if you'll click on my workspace, you will be able to see the reports here. So first thing is, so if you will actually go to my workspace, you will see a tab here. So where it is saying dashboard report workbook dataset. So if you'll go to the report, you will be able to see the report here. So in this case, this is our report name, which is product published demo. And on this, basically, if you'll see, there is a settings icon. So you can see here. So if you'll click on the settings icon, you can see it is showing the report name description you can put. And if you there is certain settings that you can do. For example, if you want to hide the visual header, if you don't want end user to save the filter on this report, then you can enable this, and so that the end user will not be able to save their filters. And also if you'll see, there is an option where you can, if you don't want to show this filter, you can enable this. If you allow user to change the filter type, you can see here by default it is enabled. So these are few options that you can see in the settings page. For example, here it is saying allow user to add comment on this report or not. So you can see, you can disable that if you don't want. So this is the settings option, and if I will click on the report, then I'll be able to see the report. So if I will just go back, then if you'll see, there is a usage matrix report is there. So if I'll click on this, it will actually show me the views, what is the usage report for this particular usage matrix for this particular report. You can see the views per day, unique views per day, total views, total viewers. So these are the things that you can see for this particular report. So if you want to see how many people are accessing or things like that, you can go from that. Now there is, if I will show you, so next we will see here how we can share the report. Now, if you will see, this is our report. There is a share option. You can see here, you will be able to share from here. Or if I will open the report, then there is an share option in the corner. You can see here, you will be able to share it from here. So you have the option, multiple options from where we can share the report. For example, in this case, I will click on this share, and you can see here what it is saying is, you again, if you'll see, it is clearly saying only user with Power BI Pro license will have access to this report. So the recipient should have a Power BI Pro license. Now, suppose I will go here, I will add one user, or I will select an user whom I want to say share this report. And then if you'll see here, here is the option which is saying allow a recipient to share the report. Or if you, that means your recipient, if I'll uncheck this, then they will not be able to share the report with anyone else. Only they can see it. And then there is a send an email notification to the recipient. So you can probably copy this link and then you can send in the email also. So these are the options. So I will click on, before that, okay, let me share it. So if you'll see here, now I have shared it to the user. Now let me click over there once again. And if I will go to the access, you can see here now I'll be able to see there's a read and reshare option enabled for this particular user. And if I will click on this triple dot, you can actually remove the access if you want for that particular user. For example, let's say you don't want this user now to access this, then you can remove the access. Now, once you share this, I have logged in with this particular user, and if you'll see here, the user got an email saying that this is the report has been shared, and if he will click on that or he will click on that, he can see the report. You can see the report is coming here. And the whole report is coming. He can filter and then he can do that. You can see here the user can also share with other users. And if you will click on the share with me option, then you can see here these are the reports which has been shared with this particular user. So they can see shared with me, where you can see all the reports here which has been shared with you. So this is how the other user can access it. Now if you will see here, then we will see how we can get the embedded or the report URL so that we can use it in our SharePoint online site. Now just go to our report, and if you'll see here, there's a file tab on this report, and there's a link which is saying embed. There's also one link which is saying embed in SharePoint online. So you have the options. If you will click on embed, you have both options. For example, here you can see there's a link as well as there is one iframe. So if you want to use the iframe, you can use that, or if you'll see here, there's a link. So I will just close the report. I have copied that link. Now I will go to this particular site, and I'll create a modern site page. So I'll click on new, and then you can see here page. So I'll select a blank page. I'll click on create page. So you can see here we have the page. So I'll say Power BI report. And if you'll see here, click on this plus icon, and then if you'll search for Power BI, you will see a Power BI web part. So this Power BI web part we can use to display the Power BI report. Click on add report, then you have the option which is saying either you can embed the Power BI link. So I will just click on that, and you can see here I embedded this report. And once I embedded this report, you can see here it is coming. You can also change the this page name. If you have multiple pages, you can select it. And if you want to show the filter pane, you can on it, so that the filter pane the user can see it here. So you can see here. Now if I'll click on publish, you'll be able to see here the report or this Power BI report has been there in this particular SharePoint site page. So this is how we can use or we can share or get the embedded URL and put in the SharePoint page. Now this is a QR code that we can generate. So if you'll see here, if I will go to our Power BI report here in this page, we can generate the QR code. So if you'll see here in the corner, more options is there, and you can see generate QR code. If you'll click on this, actually it will generate a QR code which you can download, and you can this is actually the QR code which your users can scan it from a mobile devices so that they can view the report directly. And if you want to download this image, you can download it, and the user can anytime come with a mobile app, and they can scan it, and then they will be able to see the report. And the last one is very important. If we'll see here, the last one, it is saying how we can schedule a refresh for this particular report. That is very important, because based on the Power BI license, you can actually refresh the number of times. So in this case, what you will do here is, if you'll go to my workspace, you can see here this data set option is there. And in this data set option, you can see here this is our report product publish demo. And if you'll see here, if you want to refresh immediately, you can anytime come here and refresh it. But there is another option which is saying schedule refresh. If you'll click on that, actually it will tell you to schedule a refresh properly. It means you can actually make it automatic so that on that time interval only it will schedule, it will refresh. Now, first of all, if you'll go to the data source credentials, if the credentials is not there properly, you can set up your credentials, and then you can see here there's an option which is saying schedule refresh. So in this schedule refresh, what it is saying is keep your data up to date. So if you can on it, once you on it, then you can see here it is saying what is the refresh frequency, if it is daily or weekly. So if it is daily, then the time zone, and then you can set up another time also when exactly it will schedule, it will refresh. For example, this one AM or PM, something like that. And also you can provide a email address. If something goes wrong, the user will get an email notification here. And if you'll see here, there is also weekly option. In the weekly option, it will show in this weekly when exactly you want to do this refresh. For example, I want every Monday, Wednesday, and let's say the Friday, these 3 days it should schedule. And you can see here I can set the time. So we have to remember one thing, that based on our license. So you, for example, if it is a, I think pro license, at least there will be 30-minute interval should be there. And if it is a premium license, then I don't think we required anything on that. You can have 48. You can have 48 time you can schedule. So this is where you can set the time when you want to refresh it. And then if you'll see here, you have the email address, you can put it so that the user can come here, the user can get notification if something goes wrong in the refresh. So this is how actually we can schedule, or we can you refresh your Power BI report. For example, this is one option also. If the user wants to see the data, or they want to refresh the data immediately, then anytime you can come to this workspace, go to the data set, and you can use this option so that it will instantly refresh the data. And the next, we will see how we can publish to web, so that anonymous users can access the report. So I'll put a document for the same, so that you can go through what are the points that I show in the PPT. Will get those things in the document.